Welcome to Guess the Elo, where we watch a Gen 8 random battle and guess the Elo. We will be watching Gen 9 random battles whenever they get added, but for today, I'm going to steal someone's live stream chat and put it in the corner to make me seem more interesting. Our first match of the day is Lemfao 21 versus Inbred Puppies. Let's see this thing. Lemfao has a Diancie versus a Blastoise, and that is not a great matchup for Lemfao. Let's see what he does after this Shell Smash comes out. Let me move my cursor out of the way. And Blastoise gets Toxic, so his amount of damage is going to be hindered severely, but Diancie does get taken out by a Hydro Pump, and we have a Marshana coming out. Marshana should be able to eat this Hydro Pump very nicely. You can see just barely takes a little bit more than 50%, so it is able to stall out this Blastoise. So Blastoise gets out of there, goes into Bolton. A fine counter can have Crunch, so it's going to have some super effective damage, but Lemfao Dynamaxes, and oh my god, just no damage being taken from that, and Bolton is going to get taken out with a single max Mindstorm, and things are not looking great for Inbred Puppies. He's got a Tapu Fini. That is not the counter that you want to throw in here. Tapu Fini is not going to have anything that does a lot of damage against Marshana. It can try Calm Minding up, but unfortunately, yeah, it just goes to the Dynamax, which does not spell good things for Inbred Puppies. I don't know if he just doesn't have another physical attacker or if he doesn't have anything with knockoff or whatever, but this is looking very bad because he's not going to be able to break this Marshana whatsoever. His Dynamax is just going to get stalled out, and Lemfao is going to be able to use more Calm Minds. Let's see if he does. Yeah, so he just boosts his special attack and special defense even more, making that Marshana even harder to take out. And it looks like it's over, honestly, for Inbred Puppies, unless he actually has a good Pokemon in the back. So let's see. Does he have anything with knockoff? A speedy knockoff can easily take out this Marshana. So what does he send out? And it's a Sandaconda. That would have been a much better option to Dynamax, I feel like, but I don't really know. Does it have Glare? Maybe it can get a Paralysis in here. And it uses Stone Edge, so no Glare coming out from the Sandaconda, it seems to be. And it looks like this Marshana is just going to be able to sweep. Oh, it does have Glare. Okay. And the Glare gets synchronized. Sandaconda does have Shed Skin, so he should be able to shed this off, hopefully. But, just no Shed. It's not looking great for Inbred Puppies. I believe this game is probably already over. If he doesn't have a counter in at this point, the only thing he can do is hope to get multiple Shell Smashes from Blastoise. And yeah, this is not looking great. I don't think either of those Pokemon can have any Dark type moves, and it's just not going to go well. No U-turn from Latios either. U-turn would have done a bit of damage, allowed him to pivot into something else, I guess. Not that I'm really expecting that to kill a Marshana, but it could have done something maybe. But yeah, totally over. So I believe let's do the prediction. I actually already saw one of Lemfao's games. I watched a different one, so I know that he's not super high rated, but I think you could have garnered that from Inbred Puppies plays, because it was a little bit messy, just a little bit messy, very peculiar in some instances, and he just kind of let the Marshana win, and he didn't consider what would happen if Marshana killed his Boltund, which might have happened. It would have at least taken massive damage against Boltund if he didn't Dynamax, because Crunch was only going to do about 50%. So I imagine this is like a 1300 to 1400 game. We should be almost over with it. Not to mention the Diancie sack is kind of questionable from Lemfao back at the start, but we didn't get to see what these other Pokemon were, so it's possible he just had nothing that would have been able to tank 2 hits from a Blastoise, and Diancie was just the one he was most comfortable giving up. But who knows? And there's the forfeit, so let's see what their ratings are. It is, yeah, okay, just between 1300 and 1400. Looks like Lemfao just hit 1405. Let's give a round of applause to Lemfao, making it to 1400, and Inbred Puppies is going down in the ladder. Sad for him. In this corner, we have Pig Warrior 19, and in that corner, we have Lady Raider C or Moon. I don't really know. And you can tell that they're good already because they have very unique icons. I don't know how to get icons in Pokemon Showdown. I don't know if there's just a normal method of unlocking, but generally speaking, it means that they're high rated. So let's see if that holds up. They start out Whimsicott versus Eternatus. It's very bad for Pig Warrior, so he's got to get out of there. Swaps into Celesteela, and we get a Flamethrower from Eternatus. All right, so already that's smart play because if you're Lady Rider, you know that Pig Warrior is probably going to swap, and he probably dies to Flamethrower regardless. Or he at least takes massive damage from Flamethrower. But if you're anticipating Sludge Wave, then you're always going to go to a Steel or Poison type, and Steel and Poison types resist Poison. So what can you do against it? You can use Flamethrower. So that is already a good move. We're starting off turn 1, good move. And with a crit, Flamethrower is able to take it out. And so now we have Landorus coming out, and Lady Rider has to swap versus an Arachnid. So this Arachnid also swaps again. I guess it doesn't want to get hit by Rock Slide, which is very smart. Cursola is now going to have a weak armor proc, and now it's going to be faster to hit with an Ice Beam. Pig Warrior anticipates this. He gets the heck out of there. Very smart play. Oh, but Pinchurin not really able to tank that. But I guess Lady Rider C gets out of there anyway. Yeah, it doesn't want to get hit by Sucker Punch. Gets in Diancie, some Stealth Rock, some Spikes exchanged. We're seeing some progress happen. Looks like Pinchurin is going to go down. Now, because Lady Rider did do that earlier, that means that Lady Rider is not going to be able to get that weak armor proc to get faster again, because you saw how much damage it took from a Rock Slide. So that was a one-time use gimmick. So let's see if that's going to be enough to carry Lady Rider to victory, because I don't know if Lady has another counter for this Landorus right here. So we see versus the Eternatus. Does it leave again? It does leave. Goes into Cursola, but again, it's just going to die. Even without the spikes, it is not going to be enough. And there we go. Now the Diancie does come out. This is a little bit of a questionable choice because, yeah, Diancie just dies. What? Okay, that... Let me get the calc out. Okay. So it lived if it had Assault Vest, which is the default option. So it's possible that Lady Rider C was just threatening the Assault Vest, but I don't know. I'm guessing that was just a misplay. I'm guessing Lady Rider just didn't check like the items when doing a calculation, because if I'm Pig Warrior and I calc this out, I'm okay with Lando getting hit in exchange for dealing 58%, but that wouldn't have been enough to kill. I could see basically anybody making that mistake, so they're probably, like, that shouldn't have too much of an impact on their rating. Let's see, Pig Warrior Dynamaxes Lando, and the Glalie gets Dynamax too. Oh my god, that's bad for Pig Warrior. I don't know how. Oh my god, what a waste of Dynamax. That's bad. But it looked like he really needed to kill that Glalie, because Freeze Right is going to be super effective against everything that he's shown so far. I guess somewhat fortunately now we can bring Wailord in, and Glalie won't have anything good against it, but Wailord's not really going to have anything good against Glalie either, so it's kind of a wash. Max Quake comes out. Will that be enough to save this Glalie? We will see, and it just barely lives the Hyper Voice, so that's really nice. This is looking really dire for Pig Warrior, because even he's not going to be able to outspeed with Whimsicott if this Glalie retains all this speed. So I don't know. It's going to have to take a lot of damage from a Freeze Dry, and that is just not going to be great when Pig Warrior has so few options left. We see Pig Warrior trying to get up the Leech Seed, and oh my god, Glalie special attack drops. That's just what Pig Warrior needs. It does way less than half damage to this Whimsicott. Wow, you'd think that it's not super effective at all with just how little damage that's done. That's so great. Hopefully Pig Warrior is going to be able to translate this into a KO against Glalie. So let's see what happens in this final turn versus Glalie. Pig Warrior sent this in, so I imagine he wins. You don't have to send in a replay that you win. And props if you did, but how are you going to turn this around? What could your last Pokemon be that could save you from this situation? Something with a rock type, rock and ground? Tyrantrum? No way, dude. Dragon Dance? Dragon Dance. No way. Oh my god. Why did he close combat, though? I guess because of accuracy? He just couldn't risk the, Oh my god. Outrage? Does Outrage kill? It's lost a lot of HP. Does Outrage kill? Can it live against a Moltres one hit? Oh my god! What the hell? 1%. Oh my god! What? Game. I feel like nobody that I play against plays this smart, and I've been trying to fight up to 2,000 all week. So this has got to be above 2,000. It's just above 2,000. I guess that should cover enough bases, right? And let us do the reveal. There we go, 2,205 up to 2,230. Very nicely played from Pig Warrior. One small mistake from Lady Rider could have cost her the game. This last game is from Chili Single Strike. That's right, the YouTuber. Thanks so much for submitting. I will put his channel in the description. Feel free to subscribe to it. He makes videos just like I do about Pokemon Showdown, and they're great. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I suck and I messed up. This is all a second take. I recorded these a couple weeks ago and the audio was terrible, so I just deleted the recordings. The problem is that I waited so long before the re-recording that I forgot which ones needed to be redone, and I redid one from the first episode and then uploaded it in this video, and yeah, that's embarrassing. So yeah, this episode was a retake. Hopefully I'll never have to do that again. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Let's watch this recording and see what Chili has in store for us, huh? Alright, so I Heart Getting Swept sends out Almarldo. Chili has a shiny Jirachi, uses Iron Head, gets the flinch. Very, very nice. And it looks like I Heart Getting Swept is going to swap out into a Mudsdale, gets Iron Head hit, but that stamina boost is going to be very nice. And Chili shouldn't stay in here because, yeah, there's very little chance he would be able to flinch the Mudsdale to victory, and pretty much any hit from Earthquake would have been devastating. Goes into Moltres. I forgot to mention, these teams look really weird. If that didn't clue you in on the fact that this isn't the highest elo, the teams are quite weird. Like, I don't know that much about OU, but I definitely know that, like, from first glance, I was like, what am I watching right now? But I do know the elo, of course. So Mimikyu comes out, Chansey gets burned, Chansey leaves, Natural Cure, gonna cure that off. Gets tricked. So the Choice Scarf is now on Quagsire. Let's see what Quagsire does with it. Uses Earthquake. So that would mean Quagsire should be faster than Armaldo, maybe, because Armaldo is not the fastest Mon. But he, of course, gets out. Goes into Mew, gets a Swords Dance. That's what his profile picture is. It's Mew. Gets hit by Knockoff. Glad that's not going to be in Gen 9 very much anymore. Mew hits with Swords Dance again. That's 3 times attack. Gets Toxic, though, but transfers the Toxic onto Armaldo. Not bad, not bad. But probably would have been better if Chili had cashed it in a minute before and not let himself be toxic for the 3 times attack, especially because he was willing to swap once the Mimikyu came in. Mimikyu uses Shadow Sneak there, gets a little bit of damage off on Quagsire. Quagsire gets Scald, and that is not great because now he's locked into Scald, which means that he should swap. Okay, never mind. I didn't say anything. He shouldn't swap, I guess. And okay, I Heart Getting Swept, gets Toxic. I would have swapped to prevent another Pokemon coming in, setting up on it, like the Frostmoth there. Like, but whatever. Okay, then now he goes into Frostmoth, right? It does get Scald, only 10%. Yeah, so I Heart Getting Swept really should have done that much sooner. Although I wouldn't have predicted Chili would have stayed in with Scalds either. So, hey, can't blame I Heart Getting Swept too much there. The Chansey is out, and Quagsire comes back in on the Mudsdale. So I Heart Getting Swept is going to want to swap again, hopefully. We'll get a Protect first to heal up a little bit. But it looks like Chili decides to lock himself into Toxic this time, which is smart because there's nothing I Heart Getting Swept wants to swap into that. He doesn't want to get Toxic by anything. And let's see what's going to happen. Chili goes to Moltres. Iron Defense comes out. This Mudsdale is still probably going to want to leave, though, because it's... Oh, okay. Chili stays in for Defog, but Mudsdale goes for Body Press. And I'm guessing at this point that Mudsdale just doesn't have a Rock-type move, because if it had a Rock-type move, it would have used it by now. Yeah, it uses Toxic. And I'm pretty sure we've seen all of its moves, actually. So let's see. Yeah, Body Press, Protect, Toxic, Iron Defense. So it's got no Rock-type moves, so Moltres doesn't really have to be afraid of it, but does have to swap out because of that. Porygon 2 is the only thing standing between Chili and victory right now. He's got to figure out some way to get rid of it. He doesn't look like he has a particularly great team to get through Porygon 2. Maybe the Mew has close combat, because I think it can have that. The Quagsire does go down to the double Thunderous Kick. Ditto, it comes out with the Zapdos, transforms into Zapdos Galar, and uses Drill Peck to take out Mudsdale. And now we've got... another Drill Peck. So it looks like Chili is actually on track to win this now, because he's got a lot of good things going for him. And I Heart Getting Swept is just really got not much left. Frankly, it seems like it's going to be kind of difficult to pull this victory out. As we see, Moltres is now in on the Zapdos, gets a burn with the Flame Body, so Zapdos is basically useless right now. It's not going to do hardly any damage. Yeah, 24%, even after the defense drop on Moltres. And Chili is just able to heal that off, even with toxic damage. Absolutely ridiculous. Another Thunderous Kick comes out. Man, this is kind of a long game. Like, this is so surprising. I don't remember the game being this long. this is quite the match. But something interesting will happen. That's why he sent it in. This isn't the most boring game in the world, I promise. Jirachi gets hit by the Shadow Sneak. Mimikyu's at 2x, and he tricks back the Choice Scarf. So the Mimikyu's now got to get out of there because it's locked into Shadow Sneak against Chansey. And yeah, there was nothing that iHeart Getting Swept could have locked himself into that would have been that good at this moment. So now he's really just lost because Chili has the upper hand. iHeart Getting Swept is going to need to come back in with a trick in order to get his Mimikyu back to functional, and he's not going to get time for it, and his other Pokemon have just collapsed under pressure, and I'm just going to speed things up now because, as you can see, the game is basically won. Good for Chili. He does trick the Choice Scarf back onto the Chansey, so the Chansey is now scarfed, but at this point it's too late because the Mimikyu can come in on the Mew, and it's got Sucker Punch. Very nice. The disguise is broken. I guess I wasn't really thinking about the disguise, but even still, Ditto has Scarf. I guess they both don't have Scarf anymore. Only this Ditto has a Scarf. And so, yeah, iHeart Getting Swept is just going to fall to this Ditto right here. Or will he? No, because the Shadow Sneak. Wow, it was a 50-50 at the end. Of course, because if he went for Drain Punch, then it wouldn't have worked against Mimikyu, and if he went for Shadow Sneak, it wouldn't have gone one against Porygon. So it all came down to a 50-50 at the end, which is quite nice. And the rating, I bet none of you guys are going to guess this, actually, because I feel like they both played quite well overall. Their teams are garbage, but they both played pretty well. Chili is like not a bad player if you watch his videos, so you're probably thinking that the ELO is like reasonably high, but it looks like he's not very big on OU because the rating in this is only 1273 at the end of it, which is quite low. But yeah, so no disrespect to iHeart Getting Swept, but and I'm guessing it's only that low because he likes to play around with really weird and different teams. But yeah, fun game. It came down to a 50-50 at the end. The Choice Scarf swaps were pretty funny, and yeah, so thank you for the submission, Chili. Send your replays in. Slugma gets 9699. We are going to do Gen 9 random battles when those come out. I appreciate all the submissions. If you're sending something in that's not a Gen 8 random battle, I might still feature it. I did see a couple, but I didn't really want to do commentary on them because I'm just not well versed in a lot of other formats. So I feel like my commentary would be lackluster. But if it's a really special game in any format, I will watch it. I will see it. I haven't seen all the replays people have already sent me. So if yours was not featured, don't worry, it might be featured in the next one. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.